Okay, so I got an email today from Helen, who just graduated from the Philip Merrill School of Journalism at the University of Maryland, very good school, and she writes and says, now that I have my degree, I don't know how to become a TV news producer. Can you help me? So Helen, I'm going to tell you a little story that's going to explain to you exactly how this is done and how it happened to me. When I graduated from Columbia University Graduate School of Journalism, I was also looking for a job, and the only job I could get was as a production assistant at Channel 13, the local PBS station here. In all honesty, I didn't even get to go to New York. I was working at Channel 13 in Newark, New Jersey, and I was working as a production secretary on a local news show called Mainstream, which was on Saturday mornings at 6:30 in the morning. Consisted of two guys in swivel chairs with a flag and a palm plot on at 6:30 in the morning. Even my mother didn't get up to watch. So I kind of knew that my career was sort of at a dead end before it even got started, and I thought I was going to be stuck there for the rest of my life. Anyway, as it turned out, I was working at Channel 13, and my primary job was kind of cutting bagels and making coffee for the green room, and not exactly how I had envisioned my life being spent, when there was a sign that was up. This was 1984, to show you how old I am, and the primaries were just happening for the presidential election. The Democratic primaries were happening, and Jesse Jackson was one of the candidates, and he was going to be in at the Hilton, which is actually across the street now here on 6th Avenue, and there was a sign up in this big room, and they said, anybody who wants to work on the Channel 13 election special, come to room 602, and we're going to put crews together. So I went. There's like 50 people in the room, and they said, we're looking for producers to go and cover the candidates. Who wants to be a producer? And Peggy Gershman, who unfortunately died about a year ago, a lovely person, tapped me, and she said, put up your hand. And I said, I don't know how to produce anything. She said, put up your hand. So I raised my hand, and they go, okay, you go cover Jackson at the Hilton. And I thought, well, that's great. I didn't really know what to do, but I thought, I'll cover Jackson. What do I know? So they said, go down to the crew room and pick up two guys, a cameraman and a sound man. That's how they worked in those days. So Dale Venice and Nick Pavicevic. Dale was the cameraman and Nick was the sound guy. They were going to go with me to cover Jesse Jackson for the big live election special that Channel 13 was going to do on primary night. So these guys spotted me right away, and they could see that I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and so they could have been nice. They could have said, okay, don't worry about it, we'll take care of it. But instead they said, oh, Mr. Producer, you're going to be the producer. What kind of lens do you want to use, Mr. Producer? Well, I know for lenses. What kind of shot do you want here, Mr. Producer? I didn't know anything. All I knew is how to make coffee and how to slice bagels. So needless to say, I made a complete mess out of the thing, and they didn't help me at all. And I came back with this big pile of junk, and I went into this edit suite with a guy named Freddie Rodriguez, who was the editor, and I didn't know what I was doing. And Freddie said, what do you want to do now? I said, put that in there, put that in there. It was a mess. It was a complete disaster. Meanwhile, downstairs, the election special for Channel 13, their big thing, is getting started, and they're calling me on the phone. Where's the Jesse Jackson piece? Where's the Jesse Jackson piece? And I'm scrambling with Freddie trying to put the thing together, and Freddie goes, okay, man. I said, put that in. You sure, man? Put that in. And the phone is ringing, and Joan Connor, who is the vice president of the station, is going, where's the Jesse Jackson? I'm going, it's coming, just like in the movies. And I slam down the phone, and he pops out the tape, and I go run down the hall with the tape, through the hall. Here's the Jesse Jackson piece. And I come into the control room, and they had this big glass thing, and you could see the candidates down below, and the show was going out live. And I go, here's the Jesse Jackson piece, because they already aired all the other pieces. And she grabs it from me, Joan Connor, and she's in this giant Captain Kirk swivel chair like this, and she puts it in the deck to look at it, and she plays like 10 seconds of it. It's an obvious piece of crap. She puts it in the deck and plays like 10 seconds of it, and then it pops it out, and she takes the tape, and she throws it against the glass thing, and it like makes this big bang, and the entire management staff and everybody at Channel 13 is there, and she turns to me, this new guy, I was a kid, and she turns to me and she goes, get out, you'll never work in this industry again. That was it, I was finished. My career was over before it got started, and I thought, oh man, you know, I go to law school and it's all over. I was finished. I crept out of the room. I had ruined they didn't have a Jesse Jackson piece. I had ruined the live thing from Channel 13. I was a wreck. I was a disaster. My career was over. So I thought, all right. So I went back to slicing bagels and applying to law school, and thing was all over. About 6 months later, there's another sign on the wall, and they're closing Fort Dix in New Jersey. and the sign says, anybody who wants to work on the election, on the closing Fort Dix Channel 13 special, come to room 106 at 5 o'clock. So I thought, I'll go. So I go down to the thing, and then they're assigning, you'll produce this and you'll produce that big special for the closing of Fort Dix. And they say, who wants, and I put up my hand, who wants to be a producer? I raise my hand, I'm leaving anyway, what do I care? And so they go to me, have you produced anything before? I said, sure, during the election special. They are great. You'll go on Monday, you're going to go and you'll take the crew and you'll go to Fort Dix and you'll shoot the thing, and great. So the crew was also Dale Venice and Nick Pavicevich, same guys, but this was Friday, and I was taking them on Monday. So a new movie had just come out named A Soldier's Story. It was Denzel Washington's breakout piece, and it was about the Army. So I thought, I'll go see the movie. So I went to see A Soldier's Story, and I sat through the movie like 10 times, and I made notes. How is the movie shot? What are they doing? Close up on the feet, guys marching, close up on the flag, guy with a gun, guy with a trumpet, wide shot. I just made notes about how the movie was made. So Monday, I go down to the field shop, and there's Nick Pavicevich and Dale Venice. And they go, yo, man, you still working here? And I go, not for long. And they go, are you the producer? I go, yeah. They go, we'll go to Fort Dix. So we get in the car, and they're the same jerks they were before. What do you want to do now, Mr. Producer? So I said, close up on the flag, close up on the marching feet, get the guy with the trumpet, give me a watch, all the things I saw in the movie. I just checked them off the list. Then I took the tapes back, and I went back to Freddie Rodriguez, the editor, and Freddie goes, yo, man, you still working here? I go, so far. So he said, what do you want to do, man? So I said, close up on the feet, close up on the flag, close up on this, close up on the feet, give me the trumpet, just what I saw in the movie. Essentially, I reproduced A Soldier's Story shot in Fort Dix without Denzel Washington. And so Freddie's putting together, yo, man, you cutting new ice here. This is looking pretty good. So the thing airs. The piece was so good for Channel 13 that it got picked up by McNeil Lehrer NewsHour to run in the evening news for national PBS. Suddenly, I was a genius. And so they called me up and they go, you're great. From now on, you're going to be a producer. You're wasting your time cutting bagels. What was the secret to success here? I copied what I saw in the movie. It ain't that hard to do. Today we're running a boot camp, and one of our guys, Daniel, is going to go and shoot a boxing match in a gym. And so I said, Daniel, go and watch Rocky. And they have it on YouTube. They got all the outtakes. And I showed it to him. The guy with the boxing ring like this, he's doing the bag, he's lacing up the gloves. And I go, Daniel, just go make what you saw on Rocky, except do it in Gold's Gym, and you're going to have a fantastic piece. And I'm sure he'll come back with some great stuff. So that was how I became a producer. I went from cutting bagels to becoming a producer like that. And the reason I did it was I just stole what I saw on TV and the movies, and I copied it. You can do the same. And you can learn a lot more about tricks like this on thevj.com, which is where I urge you to come and sign up. Tomorrow, we'll have another great story. I hope you like this one. And Helen, I hope you got some good advice here, and I hope you're watching. Bye.